Good morning and happy Saturday to all. It's another episode of Weekly Chat with Carla. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday. Actually looks like it's sunshining and warm here today in St. Angelo, so I'm super excited about the warm weather. I got something very important, a topic I wanted to go over with you all this morning. I think we all can use this for improvement in our life, whether it's regarding our family, our peers, business associates, whether it's family members, just anybody, okay? So it's very important, very important topic. And I'm going to go over 5 positive communication skills with you all today, okay? And let's go over the definition of positive communication, okay? Constructive, effective, supportive emotions aimed at mutual understanding for all parties involved. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Not one-sided. Constructive, effective, supportive emotions aimed at a mutual understanding for all parties involved. Okay, all parties involved. Okay. The first one, active listening. Listening fully and concentrating on what is being said so that you can understand and respond to what is being said to you. Example, in other words, what I'm saying, being attentive. Okay? When you're in a conversation with someone, you want to be attentive. Okay? Focus, active listening to make sure you're understanding what they're trying to say to you. Okay? Or what they're asking you. Otherwise, if you're not going to know how to respond. Okay, so active listening, number 1. It's a positive communication skill. 2, processing your thoughts. I would say, this was my opinion, thinking before you speak. In other words, okay, in order to clarify, okay, to understand what that person is saying to you. It's okay to take time to process what is being said to you so that you can answer in an appropriate and positive way. I think a lot of us, whether it's in disagreements, whether it's in escalated arguments, whether with loved ones, family members, friends, co-worker, peers, business associates, a lot of them, just my personal opinion, can be avoided if we process our thoughts. And that, in other words, just taking time, whether it's a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, to digest. Okay, goes back to that very first thing. If you was doing active listening to what that person is trying to convey to you, or what that person is actually trying to ask you, then you will know how to respond appropriately. Sometimes someone can be saying something maybe rude to us, being dishonest, unkind, and if we, the human flesh, if we just respond without thinking before we speak, what comes out of our mouth can be very rude, unkind, and hurtful as well. Okay, and I know that's how you say human nature. Most majority of the time, if someone is unkind or says something rude, disrespectful to us, is human nature to just respond the same way. But we're talking about 5 positive communication skills, okay? So in order to have positive communication skills, even when someone's being ugly or unkind with you, process your thoughts, okay, even to listening to what they're saying, okay, and you can respond in a positive way. Better yet, being silent is just as powerful. Walk away, okay. 3, good eye contact. This is something that I highly believe in, and because I am a listener, I always have been, so I do have eye contact. I make eye contact. In other words, goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about in 1 as well. Active listening, being attentive, okay? You're paying attention to the other person during a conversation, okay? If you're not, there's usually a reason, but if you think about it, you can't really focus and fully understand what someone is saying to you if you're not being attentive. Eye contact, meaning you're focusing and you're listening to what they're trying to convey to you or what they're trying to ask you, okay? So good eye contact. 4, be effective. When you're speaking, be clear and concise, okay? In other words, to the point where the person is actually understanding you. If you're trying to convey something to someone, or even if you're trying to ask the question, you want to make sure that you're speaking clear and concise. This can mean if you're speaking with your children, speaking to a loved one, a friend, family member, business. You could be in front of a big audience. You could be presenting a presentation. But you have to be very clear and concise about what you're actually trying to convey, what you're trying to get across, okay? You can also be in a conversation with someone that's having a bad day, or going through something you've never been through. But being effective, once again, and having positive communication skills is being empathetic, okay? Providing feedback, okay? These are some examples. Giving or receiving the feedback. You don't necessarily always have to be giving feedback, okay? Being in positive communication skills, you can also be receiving, okay? And that means if someone is saying something to you and you don't understand, it's okay to ask them to clarify, or say, okay, to make sure I'm understanding clearly, is this what you're trying to say? And repeat it back to that person, okay? I have seen that with myself as well, with loved ones or someone I'm trying to communicate with, where the conversation goes left, as they say, meaning ugly, goes negative, simply because someone said something or I said something vice versa and the person didn't understand. And still taking the time, that thought process of asking, we don't, or thinking, we just react. And then that conversation can go very negative or go left very quickly, okay? And then, once again, we're talking about positive communication skills, not negative, okay? Your tone of voice when you're speaking with someone. Once again, whether you're speaking to your children, loved one, business partner, in a presentation, it's important about your tone of voice. Some people will be in a conversation and say, well, why did you react that way? Or why did you speak to me that way? Well, if you're approaching someone, pay attention to your tone of voice, okay? That matters. You know, that has something to do with communication skills as well, okay? Your tone of voice. Facial expressions. Now, I know that I have in my past been guilty of this, and the reason why, as I got older, I noticed, like, if I'm speaking to someone and how I'm feeling, and even if I'm not talking, maybe listening, my facial expressions, I don't even realize that I was doing it. And then I noticed as I got older, I'll be watching that person and then they start making a certain face. And I was like, why is that person looking like that? And then it hit me because they were mocking, maybe seeing how I was responding, meaning just by a facial expression. So be conscious and aware of that. That's something that I had to realize as I got older. You want to be aware of that. And some of us unconsciously make facial expressions, but they're very, very important. That can affect if you're trying to communicate with someone, having a conversation, whether it could be negative or positive as well. Okay, so that's important. Body language, very, very important. Okay, an example: if you are presenting a presentation in a large audience, your body language is gonna tell it all. Okay, if your posture, if you're standing straight and you're confident and you're being clear and concise about what you're talking about, that's going to make a difference versus if you're nervous. Okay, and I'm not saying that it's not okay to be nervous, but if you're nervous, or you're moving a lot, or are sweating, or your body language, I notice some people, have you ever noticed, and I see it and I've done it, whether they're uncomfortable or they really in a negative mood and not responding, if you notice their arms will be like this. Whether people know it or not, that's letting someone know that you're uncomfortable or you're not in agreement about what they're saying to you, okay, whether people know that or not. So body language is very, very important as well. If you're speaking to a loved one, family member, co-worker, business partner, just be aware of your body language as well, because a person can sense your body language. In other words, is how you responded, meaning if it's in a negative or positive way as well. So be effective, number 4. Okay, 5 is keeping it 100. And what I mean by that, last but not least, being true to yourself. Okay, an example is being honest with yourself and others who you're in a conversation with in the most respectful, humble, peaceful, and positive way. Okay, once again, we all have good and bad days. So especially if someone, example, if you're actually having a bad day and someone comes and they approach you, haven't done anything to you, and in conversation can ask something simple as, how's your day? And if you're having a bad day, and might respond in a negative way. Okay, some people might be like, okay, whoa, you need to back up, leave this person alone. Or it might have that person respond in a negative way. But even if you're actually having a bad day, like I said, be honest with yourself and the other person. If you're having a bad day and someone approaches you, whether you're just saying how you're doing or they want to talk about something and you're actually not ready, it's okay just to say, being honest, it's not really a good time. Okay, let's revisit that conversation later. And that's okay. Okay, once again, being honest with yourself and being honest with that person. I guarantee if you're not honest with yourself, first of all, you're not being honest with that person. So you're doing a disservice to yourself and that person regarding that whole conversation. And I can pretty much guarantee is eventually if you continue, it's going to go left. It's going to go negative. And once again, what are we talking about today? Positive communication skills, okay? And last but definitely not least, this is a bonus, something that I had to learn over the years. I was guilty of as well, always feeling like if someone comes to you, even if they come to you in a negative way or having their opinion, which we all have our opinions, and it's okay someone to have their opinion or their belief about something. I had to learn this. It's still, how you say, taking something personally. I was real bad for that, taking stuff personally. I had to learn it's okay to agree to disagree. Okay, whether someone has an opinion or belief about something, it's okay to agree to disagree. I had to learn that a couple years ago, just even in my personal relationship with Frank, my fiance. I had to learn to say it's okay to agree to disagree and move forward. Okay, well, I want to do a recap real quick before I let you all go this Saturday, and I know everybody's excited and probably getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday. So let's go over and do a recap. 5 positive communication skills, okay? Number 1, active listening, being attentive, okay? 2, processing your thoughts. It is okay to take a couple of seconds. I don't care if it's okay to take a couple of minutes before you speak, okay? Before you respond to someone. It's okay to do that. 3, good eye contact, okay? Remember, when someone is actually speaking to you, have the respect to be attentive and have that good eye contact with them, to be listening, okay? Paying attention to what they're saying, okay? 4, be effective, meaning whether you're in a conversation and you're speaking about to someone or vice versa, being clear and concise. Be effective. Effective also means asking questions. If someone is speaking to you and they're not being clear and concise and you don't understand, it is clearly okay to ask questions, okay? That's being effective, okay? Being empathetic. If you're in a conversation with someone or someone's speaking with you, even if something you haven't been through, just being empathetic, okay? Providing feedback. That's whether you're giving it the feedback or receiving it, okay? Very, very important. Being effective also means tone of voice, facial expressions, body language. 5, keeping it 100. Being true to yourself. In that way, you're going to be true to others. And believe me, that conversation will be positive, okay? It won't be negative. Remember that. Be true to yourself, okay? And that means, though, during the conversation, being true with yourself, as with the others, being respectful, humble, peaceful, and in a positive way, okay? Last but not least, the bonus, it's okay to agree to disagree. Just remember that, okay? I hope this week's chat was very beneficial to you. I hope you got something out of it. If you know anyone that actually can benefit from this week's video, please feel free to share, okay? And once again, if you're curious about actually what I do from home, or if you want to get in contact with me, it's okay to send me a direct message, send me a DM. If you did enjoy this video, okay, and you did learn something from it and benefit, give me some thumbs up and show me some love, okay? But once again, you can actually get in contact with me via email. I'm on several social platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Pinterest, and as a matter of fact, I am on Google Plus. And just wanted to mention too, and I'll probably do a different video about this as well. I just received an email this past week. I believe you need to be saving everything if you got something on Google Plus, because I believe Google Plus is going away. They're not getting a lot of engagement activity, so I believe Google Plus is going away. But once again, it'll be a different video for a different time. Okay, thanks for visiting with me and watching the video, or even definitely watching the replay, because I recorded this because I actually got to get ready to go do a live Facebook version of this one. But this one's actually for my blog that actually gives you the all complete 5 positive communication skills. Okay, thank you for visiting with me and joining me and being part of Why Not Me, but Carla T's Dynasty. Thanks for being a part of that. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. Talk to you next week. Take care and God bless.